Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, April O'Neil and Michaelangelo. Now, take a look at the front. We can see that the figures are showcased in that large-scale window box packaging. Turning the box around, we can see a great image of both figures. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack these figures open and let them breathe. Alright guys, so starting off this 2-pack, I want to take a closer look at April O'Neil here, and it's a little tricky for me to call her April O'Neil. I'm used to calling her Kimberly or Kat, you know what I mean? So that might throw me off and I might mess this up during the review, but April here looks really good. This is actually a really nice figure and I love it. I'm gonna bring in the original release of Kimberly right here. What I do like, and if you can tell in the camera here, the new April O'Neil, her pink is so much more better and vibrant and just a very nice, bold, brighter pink, which I love compared to this one. You know, this one had a little bit of a purple hue to it, which a lot of people didn't like. This one looks so much better, and you could really see the difference in my opinion here. Obviously, April does not wear the skirt like Kimberly does, but other than that, it's pretty much the exact same figure that we've seen before. The Morpher does look nice, better painted here on the April figure than it did here. Mine always had a really crappy paint job, so I didn't like that. I will say, as far as the helmets go, I do like that Kimberly, her visor was a lot more glossier than the April one. The black of the visor just looks a little more flat on April, so I wish that would have been a little more glossier. But still, I think both of these look really good. And yeah, man, April, again, just that pink just pops, man. She looks really, really good. So moving on to the accessories now, we can see that she does have interchangeable hands, so these are the gripping hands right here. She also does come with a closed fisted hand like so, and then you got that more karate chopping hand like that as well. Standard pegs, again, we've seen these before. She also does come with her power blaster that we've seen numerous times with Mighty Morphin. It is in its gun mode like that, and they can holster that on the side like so. She comes with a power bow. Again, we've seen this before. This time it is done in like a casted silver, which looks really good compared to the Kimberly version, which is all done in white with the red. This one is done in silver with the pink markings. So it's pretty cool that they're a little different. You know, they're not the exact same thing. So I do appreciate that. We also do get a pink arrow. Again, we've seen these accessories before, as well as that same arrow effect piece, which looks really dope. I love the translucent pink of this. Just really, really like that a lot. You know, if you have any of the other Mighty Morphin figures, especially Kimberly, April holds the exact same way. You know, the hands are held a specific way. You can even see how the fingers are a little split right there, where you can actually hold the arrow in between the fingers like that. So that works out really good. What I also do like, she actually comes with a microphone. That's super cool. Too bad you can't put the little Channel 6 logo on there, but I do love that she comes with that. And then she does come with a camera as well. That's a really fun accessory. The lens is painted that light blue, so that's really awesome. That's just a good accessory to have in your 1/12 scale figure collection, so I love stuff like that. But probably my favorite accessory is going to be the actual April O'Neil head, where you can pop that on there like that, and that looks really good, man. I think that's a really nice sculpt. The hair looks really good. The eyes look really nice too. I could actually probably pop that on down a little more like that. So I think that looks great, man. And honestly, I might even display her with this head just to make it a little more different than the Kimberly figure. But I do love that a lot, man. Again, that's a really good design for April. So as far as the articulation goes, again, if you have any of the Lightning Collection figures, especially the females, you know what you're going to expect. The head is on a ball joint, rolls around a little bit, left and right, up and down with that disc hinge in there. Arms can go full 360, up and out to the sides that far. We do get a butterfly joint in there. Single bent at the elbow as well as rotation at the elbow, rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. We get a ball peg in the upper midsection as well as an ab crunch at the bottom, so that rolls around and crunches up and down, back and forth, side to side, all that good stuff. Hip joints that kick forward that much, back not so much, splits all the way out like that, get her Van Damme on, rotation in the upper thigh. We got double jointed knees that work very well, rotation at the boot, ankles go up, down, and a sweet ankle rocker. So overall, again, we've seen this articulation before, we've pretty much seen this figure before. The legs do work a little bit better without the skirt piece, so that's pretty cool. So either way, April as a Pink Ranger is pretty awesome, and I love it. Now, I think the figure, like myself, that most of us have been waiting for and anticipating are going to be the Turtles themselves, and man, I am so happy to have these. Now, here is the Michaelangelo Ranger, which I think looks really cool. He is, of course, the yellow saber-tooth tiger Ranger, which looks great. And it's kind of weird, because I've kind of figured that April O'Neil would have been the Yellow Ranger, you know, since she wears more yellow, but at the same time, I get it. You know, you wouldn't really make Michaelangelo the Pink Ranger, and yellow is close enough to orange, so I guess it works that way, you know what I mean? But it still would have been pretty cool to see April in the female body, so I might pop that head on the Yellow Ranger. So actually, as a matter of fact, let me just do that right now. So here's this. I'm gonna see if they have the same ball peg like that. Let me see here. Actually, you can actually fit that on like so. So if you wanted to do that, that actually looks pretty cool, man. That actually, and it suits her again because she normally wears yellow. Damn, I actually really like this. So back to Michaelangelo here. I love the way this looks, man. I love how the helmet looks, where they actually shows the eyes, the red eyes peeking through the helmet. And I think it's really cool, man. The gold that they use here for like the armor plating. And I love how all the turtles, their front shell and their back shell technically, are all meant to kind of look like the Green Ranger's armor. I think that's super cool. You got the arm bands around the sides like that. The morpher looks really great too. Really muscular legs, man. The turtles do not skip leg day, probably from jumping all those rooftops and all that. But I love the boots here. They definitely see like turtle feet. I think that's really rad. Same thing with the hands. That's really cool too. The back of the shell just looks awesome and beautiful. Again, a lot like the Green Ranger's armor, which I think looks rad. But this is just a cool looking figure, man. The designs are just so awesome. So really happy with the way this turned out. So now moving on to his accessories, we do get interchangeable hands. You got gripping hands, we do got more like open palm hands, which are really nice for stylized posing, and then we do get closed fisted hands as well. We also do get his nunchucks right here, but done in like the saber-tooth tiger daggers, which is really nice. They are not on actual chain, but they do have these little pegs, which is pretty cool, so you can actually technically connect them like this together, like so, if you wanted to connect them and make some type of super weapon like that. Or you just connect them together like this, and this is how you're going to store them. What you do, you clip them together like that, and you're going to kind of come from the bottom here, kind of squeeze through like that, and then just give them a little push, and then they'll hold into place like that. And I think that works out really cool. We also do get this like swoosh effect, and that's one thing I love about the Lightning Collection. We always get some type of like effect pieces when it comes to our weapons and things like that. So am I just putting this on wrong? I feel like I'm doing this completely wrong. Oh, maybe it goes on this side without the giant peg, so that probably fits a lot better. And yeah, it does, definitely does. So that's pretty cool too. It's a little tricky to have them pose with this effect piece because it's a little heavy and it does kind of droop the weapons down, but it's still very cool looking. And of course, you do get a Michaelangelo head, which is super rad. I love this look, done in that lighter skin tone, but with the eyes and the mouth and the tongue sticking out, just looking so awesome and happy with his blue eyes. Just looks so good. So I love that a ton. So now moving on to the articulation, the head is on a double ball peg, and the head and the neck, I should say, rolls around very nicely, turns left and right, up and down, and pivots side to side. Arms can go full 360, up and out. We get a little bit of a butterfly joint in there, rotation at the bicep. This will be double joint at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. Now it's really cool. You can kind of see the belt will pull down a little bit, and you can see that the upper torso is separate from the lower torso, so that gives us some movement in there, so it kind of rolls around a little bit, allows it to rotate, crunch a tiny bit, so that's pretty cool. You can just move the belt separately up there to cover up that gap, so that's actually really nice. Hip joints kick forward up and that far, back about that much, they will hit the back of the shell. Rotation in the upper thigh, we got double jointed knees that are very tight on all the turtles, I've noticed, about that far. Rotation at the boot, ankles go up, down, and then a sweet ankle rocker. So overall, I freaking love this figure, man. You know, April's really cool too, but she pretty much is just kind of like a re-release, a little bit of a re-release for the Kimberly that we've gotten beforehand. But the turtles, man, especially this Michaelangelo, just looks so cool. I love the designs, and I think Hasbro did an amazing job with them. So for a quick size comparison, here they are standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure. Also for comparison, here they are standing next to a Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Yellow and Pink Rangers. And for even more comparison, here they are standing next to the Super 7 Ultimates Michaelangelo and April ONeil. And just for fun, here they are with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, April ONeil and Michaelangelo. Now overall, I think this is a fantastic set. I absolutely love the Lightning Collection, and this Pink Ranger here is fantastic. I love the difference of her not having the skirt piece, and I really love the color of pink that they used here. It's honestly a lot better than most of the Pink Rangers that we've received in the past. Her accessories are of course awesome, again, that we've seen before with the Mighty Morphin figure, but I love the April ONeil head, the microphone, and a camera. That's all a really nice touch. But man, that Michaelangelo figure is amazing. I am so stoked to check out all the turtles. I think the sculpts of these figures are incredible. I love the gold paint that they use on the armor bits and on the shell. I think that's really rad. The helmet looks so good with the red eyes. I think they did an amazing job. The articulation works really well, especially there have even been some type of like waist or ab crunch type of feature under there. I think that works out really nice. I love the whole side nunchucks thing. I think it works out really cool too. You could holster them on the belt, looking great. The added addition of the Michaelangelo unhelmeted head, I think looks funny and amazing. It looks so good to me. I just love this piece, man. This whole set and this whole crossover of Power Rangers and TMNT is one of those things that I've just always wanted, and it's here in an action figure form, and I love it. These are incredible, such fun toys, and definitely a must get. So be excellent to each other, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.
The world is very lucky to have you, and so am I. May the power protect you, always.